Yeah, here in Oklahoma, we're kind of dealing with the opposite. It's just incredibly dry. The drought, it is certainly worsening. It is hard to find any rain at all in our forecast, and it's incredibly hot now. So far, for the month of September, we're 1.8 degrees above average. And again, we're only about almost 20 days in. Yesterday, we had a high of 95. This weekend, we hit 94 both Saturday and Sunday, and we're already at 91. So we're easily going to end up back in the mid-90s again today. This is our Enid camera, part of our Pike Pass Skycam network. We got a south-southwest wind at 14 miles an hour, a gust at 23. It feels more like 93 degrees. Temperatures really in the mid-90s all across the northern half of our state. Lots of low 90s across the south, and the northern half is where we're going to have to really watch today for that fire threat. We have more wind, it's hotter, and it's certainly very dry. So dew points in the mid and upper 60s, mainly along and east of I-35. The dew points are a lot lower in the north and west. So after factoring all of that in, really most of us, it already feels like the mid and upper 90s across central and eastern Oklahoma. We do have that nice breeze though, but it's coming in out of the southwest, just kind of warming us back up between about 15 to 25 miles an hour. We're seeing gusts as high as around 30 or so in the far northwest and the panhandle. And we do have a cold front on the way. It's just going to take its time before it actually gets here. So in the meantime, we do have the ridge just kind of in control over the central and southern plains, and that's going to be the case even as we get into tomorrow. The cold front doesn't arrive until tomorrow night. So again, tomorrow temperatures in the mid and upper 90s. By the time we get into Thursday afternoon, it will be less hot. Now, for some of us, it will be significantly cooler with highs in the 70s. But in Oklahoma City, I think we do end up back in the 80s. Now, this weekend, it's looking pretty hot again. We're going to be starting to see temperatures climb back into the 90s, but as we get into, looks like sometime Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, eventually the next cold front moves in, and by Monday, temperatures do drop quite a bit. In fact, it stays nicer with temperatures not getting out of the 80s for quite some time after that. So we are seeing the pattern change move in just a little bit. But going back to what is Hurricane Fiona Category 3, we're still seeing wind gusts over 140 miles an hour. It's expected to strengthen as we get into tomorrow evening to a Category 4. So winds to 130 to 140 by the time we get into Thursday morning. Now, eventually, it will weaken, but man, it is a terrible situation right now across the Puerto Rican area. So 95 today in Oklahoma City, but 98 in Ponca City, 98 in Alva, 98 in Enid, and the mid and upper 90s across the south too. A south wind between 10 to 20 tonight, so we're going to stay breezy, and temperatures drop back down into the upper 60s in Oklahoma City. And tomorrow afternoon, even hotter, 97 in Oklahoma City, but 100 in Ponca City, also in Alva. The upper 90s all across the west, and we're still looking at the upper 90s across the eastern half of the state. But by Thursday, now we've got that north to northeast wind between 15 to 25. So it's going to feel a lot better for most of us. We're looking at a high of 70 degrees in Ponca City, 84 in Oklahoma City, but it's going to be still hot in the southeast with temperatures back to around 100. 80 in Clinton, 73 in Woodward, 84 degrees in Hobart. So a huge difference this cold front is going to make, at least for Thursday. But by the time we get into Friday, we're warming back into the 90s, staying there for Saturday. The next cold front moves in sometime Sunday, so we're still looking for the 80s on Sunday afternoon. But by Monday, 80 degrees. By Tuesday, 82. Those overnight lows dropping down into the 50s. So we do have some nicer weather on the way. We just are having a really hard time, really struggling with finding any rain in the forecast right now.
Hopefully we'll get some soon. Thanks, Cass.
Yeah.